There are many different Steve characters that I've created, but there are some skins that I told you guys about, but I never really explained much to you. Here are top skins that I've made from Skin Editor, and an explanation to them. This is Sugar Steve. Sugar Steve is a living dessert organism, like living organism, that is made out of desserts, candy, like cake, candy, ice cream, cookies, donuts, and also other desserts too, including breakfast and like related desserts like pancakes and probably biscuits, maybe so. But the thing is, that all their strengths are milk, sugar, fruits as well. The ones that are not made of meat and vegetables cannot eat meat and vegetables because if they do that, then their little stomachs work like a little volcano. If it does that, it's like some sort of poison that doesn't mix well with the acid inside of the tiny stomach inside of his body, inside of their bodies, and it makes it erupt and fills the whole inside with acid. It's so toxic and hot that it burns the entire digestive system. So and it actually kills them instantly once it kills them slowly, depending on how strong it is. If it's only a little bit strong, then it'll be a slow and painful death. But if it's very strong, then it'll be a quick death, like this, by the snap of my fingers. And once that happens, it fills up so much that it can't take the pressure. The body can't take the pressure anymore, and it explodes. That's why they can't really eat any meat or vegetables if they're not really made out of any of those kinds of foods. And their second weakness is water. Water is a weakness to any kind of dessert except for those that are made out of water. If those sugars are not made out of water, then they cannot be inside of water because once they go inside of water, their bodies will turn a bunch of dessert like cake and other dessert mush. And that's what they can't, because it'll hurt them very bad, either slowly or quickly. It takes time for their body to disintegrate and depart inside the water, like under the water. So that is why water is their second weakness. You're probably wondering, why don't they die if they drink milk? You asked. Because their body has a digestive system to react to milk, because they're also made of milk too. Each and every one of them are made of a kind of milk. It depends on the flavor of cake and other desserts too. If it's like vanilla, then it's vanilla milk, like regular milk. If it's chocolate, then it's chocolate milk. If it's strawberry, then it's strawberry milk. If it's banana, it's banana milk. Any kind of fruit has a different kind of any other flavors have a different flavor of milk that they're made out of. The second skin, their main problem is that the vanilla cake ones are, like in their story, will be almost going to a major extinction because of hunter reasons, like I said in one of the videos. The second one is fiction. Fictions are actually, here's a fun fact. They were supposed to be Desert Steves from Steve Legends, but the thing is, the plan of bringing them back worked, but not really, because instead of bringing them back, it brought an entirely new species of Steves back. Well, not really back. They have risen from non-existence to existence. They have a power of powder sand, and they can use it to create whatever they want inside their heads. The rare ones are fantasy ones. But the legendary ones that are only born on my birthday are Wonder ones. That's right. The Wonder Steves are only born on the same birthday as me, including Alex's too, on each and every kind of sector. The next skin we have is the Jacko. The Jacko Steves were made up the idea of the fact that I love pumpkins very much. I love pumpkins, and I have a plushie, a Five Nights at Freddy's plushie named Jacko Bonnie, and so I decided to combine those both together into a Steve combined creation known as Jacko Steve. Jacko Steves and Alex's come from pumpkin seeds, but they're called Jacko seeds. The pumpkin seeds that give birth to these guys, according to Alex female versions, are called Jacko seeds for a reason. There once was a pumpkin that was regular. There was a regular pumpkin that was growing seeds inside of it. But one day, a person that did not have any good intentions used an axe to chop the pumpkin down and kill it, and left it to die. The rest of the seeds were destroyed, except for two flat ones. In the story, me and Virtual Steve ended up finding the two pumpkin seeds and bringing them to us, back to our lab. We saved them by making sure they have life in them. We gave them a soul purpose out of mutagen from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, combined with the DNA of Virtual, combined with some insides of the pumpkin of the mother, and with a Steve DNA, and also with my DNA and part of my power, including an Alex DNA on the other. After that, we planted it, both seeds separate from each other so they won't steal each other's nutrients. Sorry about that, some timer went off. Like I was saying, is that as time grew by, after 6 weeks, the baby Jackals were born. A baby Jacko Steve, which is a boy, and a baby Jacko Alice, which is a girl. And as the years grew by, they've grown to full-grown adults. Their mouths change from the smiley mouth to a monstrous and beastly mouth. I know, right? It's creepy, but I think it's pretty cool the fact that they've gone so far, starting from a normal pumpkin being destroyed by a crazy person with an axe, to having 2 flat seeds with no life in it saved. And how can you tell if there are Jacko seeds? Is if you look at it closely and you'll see that it flashes up with, well, it glows pretty much. But the glow flashes inside of the seed. That's how you can tell if that's a Jacko seed instead of a normal regular pumpkin seed. The 4th one we have right here, if I can find it, are the mysteries. There was another YouTuber named Dynasty that also made up this character too. I mean, not claiming anybody's ideas here, because we both made up that character ourselves. I made up my own Mystery Steve character. Dynasty made up his own Mystery Steve character, the keeper up. Like the Guardian of Light. And these guys, in 2018, back in the days where the show that Favor My Saver created, called the Steve Saga, was These guys were supposed to be changelings. They were supposed to be mysterious Steve characters that turn into different colors of Steves. But then, back in the days, the Nightmare King used to exist. I made up a story to the fact that the Nightmare King killed the rest of them, except for one Steve left, including one Alex left, which is Mystery Steve and Mystery Alex. They were the only ones left. Before, I thought there were like different Steves I've created. Well, it's quite the story. But then, as time passed on, they started to become famous characters in my own head. I started to like them even more and see them more than just characters that are plain that I've made up in 2018. And because of that, their habitats weren't changed, but they have new abilities. They can summon question marks from their hands and throw them, and give people different effects that are like potions, but instead, they are actually power from these guys, and their second power is the power to enchant things like objects and tools and weapons, including living life forms like animals, plants, and people.
10 minutes, starting now.
And the thing is, they can choose rather if they can change somebody else into another species of human being or another person, or if they can revive them and keep them the same person who they are at that time when they're injured very bad. The fifth character we have is if I can find, there is another one, which are the Technos. I have explained to you guys before. Well, I don't think I have really. If I haven't, then let me know in the comments if I ever explain about the Technos. I'm gonna do the normal one, the smiley face one. Technos, they're pretty unique. I'm not gonna lie, they used to be, the first one of the Steve and Alex used to be old characters called Technology. And before they spoke into a language like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, instead they said, I am Technology, something. But after 2018, I forgot about those characters and started to make up more of them. Until now, 2022, I remember them. And I made up a story where me and other 4 continent creations and Virtual and me, including Virtual himself, worked together to reincarnate them into who you guys know them as today, the Technos. They can change their face expressions, emoji expressions, including the bodies and anime and pictures too, and also moving pictures. They can even disguise themselves as normal Steve colors and other characters that aren't a Steve and Alex related character. There are 2 ways to tell if they're Technos or not. If we see the colors on the edges, that's how we can tell if they're a Techno in disguise. But a second phase of how you can tell is if we see their faces change into a weird expression. That's how we can tell if they're a Techno or not. And there may be a third way to tell, that if their body parts fall apart and they reattach themselves back together like they're never taken apart in the first place. That is a third sign, a red flag, that brings up that is obvious that whoever that is actually a Techno in disguise. And these guys, compared to other characters, to the Sugars, they are hard to destroy. like I said, if their body parts fall apart, they reattach themselves. And their skin is very hard to break. It's very hard solid. It's made of bedrock, obsidian, and technology, including the flesh of human, combined into a way that it's a very hard armor protection, away from like you know, from enemies and other weapons too. We have another one. If I can find this other one, we have a red Applejack that I've explained about in one of my videos. And I was showing you guys in one of my servers. I'm gonna say a green Applejack. And these guys are mostly happy. They're very kind and they love to help others too. They can spit out applesauce plasma that can give people an effect to bring them joy and make them laugh hysterically for no reason. And the color of their eyes can change depending on how you feel and how they feel. They can sense how you're feeling. If you're feeling sad, their eyes and mouth can turn blue. If you're feeling mad, they can turn red. If it's fear, they get changed back into normal color, which is yellow. It can be hard to tell if they can tell if you guys are scared or not. And their eyes can change green, like a weird green color, if they can tell if you guys are disgusted. Like if you're disgusted, like grossed out, disgusted. For example, if they see a roach, and you say, ew, that's disgusting, and then you're grossed out, and their eyes change green. That is a sign that they can feel and sense that you're disgusted, and you feel disgusted by something gross. And the apples that they have, they can summon it and throw. It gives you the same effect, but you have a shorter amount of time, like of having it. But the applesauce, like plasma of puke fungus that they can spit out from their mouths, it can give you a longer effect, depending on how happy they are and how generous they are. If they're very generous, it can last for like 1 or 2 weeks or months. But if they're too happy, very happy, the fact that they never really get upset, it can last for like years. I know, right? If anybody has wondered like how weird it is weird. The next Applejack we have is the red one. Those other characters have to be very careful of because they have very sensitive anger emotion. They can get angry very easily. If you make the wrong move in a small way, they can get very mad. Like so easy that if you ever stare at them in the eyes, they can look at you very angry and roar at you and start getting aggressive and violent. That's how sensitive they are. And the puke fungus they have, it can burn your skin, almost burn your skin off, and it can make you mad for some reason, depending on how mad they are. If they're angry, but not too angry, it can make you only a little bit mad, and it can last only for like a few days or weeks. But if they're very upset at you because of something else, and it can last for like months or even years. And the apples that they have can even burn your skin too. They can summon the red apples from their hands that can burn your skin and also cause the same anger emotion of effect. Man, if they were in existence in real life, I'll be very careful with these guys. Because I do not want them to get mad at me for the smallest reason. This one is my favorite one. The next one. It is a yellow one. These guys, they fear people very easily. They can get very scared. And they can be very scared of you. Like sensitively scared. And the plasma that they have can make you hallucinate with your worst fear. It depends on how scared they are. If they're very scared, like an extreme, because of like a certain like health, like anxiety or PTSD, or not any health issue, rather because they've faced a traumatic experience, or if they're very scared for some reason, or for no reason, then that can last for like months or years. But if they only have a little bit of fear in them, then that can last only for weeks or days. But the apples they have can only last for like days or weeks. And also we have a yellow and golden one. I mean, they are they have pride. They are very brave. They're very brave when it comes to dangerous situations. And when it comes to them being brave, the applesauce plasma that they spit out of their mouths can make you feel brave. It can change your fear from having a fear emotion during a dangerous situation to an emotion of bravery. It can make you feel that you're not afraid anymore, that you can face that whatever threat is in front of you, like by yourself. And the apples that they summon can also make you feel the same way, but only for a few days or weeks. But the plasma is very strong. The plasma of each and every one of these colors are very strong and stronger than the apples that they summon from their hands. The reason why is because that it comes from their body, inside their body, from the acid of their body of how much they fear, or how much they're angry, or like any emotion. It depends, each and every emotion that is strong, it depends on how strong they feel of that same emotion. Is it possible for them to fear? Yes, but it barely happens. They barely fear anything. It depends on like how bad it is. But if it's like too bad, mostly they don't fear anything if it's too bad. But the chance of them fearing other people and other threats and dangerous and serious situations are slim. It's only like 1,001% chance of them fearing people. There you have it. Those are top characters that have the names and explanations. If you guys really enjoyed this video of me explaining about each skin of character that I've made from the skin editor, then make sure to defeat the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification button, so that way you won't miss any video that I post. Make sure you do the same thing for JJ. He works very hard for his videos, and also for the animations that he does for including thumbnails. I am your host, Girl Writes, and I will see you in another editing video. Bye.